between the players and so on. But then when you talk about, that's why I specifically asked about if someone other than the players spoke, because that to me feels inappropriate, right? That it needs to be a player and the arbiters and them figuring this out.
I don't really care, but I think when you start hearing things about how can you ensure things like arbiters ensuring that cameramen aren't gonna like take a picture or take a screenshot, go use the computer and look at the games, like all of it is just like it's a total zoo. And like I don't know, I wasting an hour of my life on that yesterday. I was just like what am I doing? What am I doing here? If this is what modern day chess has come to.
But paranoia is very in vogue in chess right now.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like, what are we like? We've all been playing chess for many years now. Like, I'm talking about over the board, not online, so it's completely different. But like, we've been playing chess for what? Like, most of us have been playing each other for the last decade. And suddenly, like, we're all supposed to be paranoid about each other. We're suddenly supposed to think we're basically like secret spy agents or all this sort of stuff. And I just like, I mean, if we're gonna get to those levels, honestly, there really just shouldn't be chess tournaments for money, even over the board, frankly. So. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's all very, very bizarre to me. And I would also say that I don't feel the need to keep these things secret necessarily, because at the end of the day, I have a duty to let people know what's happening in the world of chess. And especially when it comes to things like this, it's just, I don't know. I thought it was completely insane.
On a different note, Bello is asking, when's he going to play with white? You will be playing white against Vidit tomorrow. Your thoughts on that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, it should be fun. I didn't really have a chance to look at the games very closely today. I know all the games were drawn. Not too surprising, I guess you could say. Vidit, first time playing the candidates, obviously very well prepared, going all out to try and win this tournament. So should be fun. I mean, I think it's very, very early in the tournament. There's one thing that I've learned from having played this tournament over the course of the last few times that I've played it, or over the last decade, you could say, is that mostly you're going to get some opportunities somewhere. It's just a matter of whether you capitalize on them. And I'm just looking forward to playing chess and having fun.
Speaking of whites, I did notice that you're getting 4 blacks in the first 6 games, which is kind of a lack of whites. Do you think that matters at all? Does it improve your chances, lower your chances? What's kind of like the momentum like in the candidates?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I was, this is 2016, I'd be like, yay, it's great. I got 4 blacks out of 6 games. That gives me a better chance to like be solid, make some draws, and then win some white games and maybe win the tournament. But at this point in my career, I don't particularly care. I just want to play chess, and if I have black or white, not really that big of a deal. So I know it's not the answer you want me to give, but I'm not really looking at it that way. I'm just looking at trying to play good games, and if I play good games, good things will happen. If I don't, bad things will happen. Either way, not a big deal.
I have just one final question for today. You're talking a bit about preparation. I guess last night at the opening ceremony and technical meeting is maybe when you found out about some of the secrets, the seconds of other players, which you might not have known before yesterday. Does that impact the work of your seconds and your preparation? It's knowing like, oh, this person is helping this player better look at X opening.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, as the classic saying goes, I'm unbothered, unfazed, and undaunted. So I'm just not really worried about any of that stuff. But, in all seriousness, I feel that it's definitely a little bit concerning when it feels like players are kind of over the top concerned about certain things, in my opinion. So, yeah, just how it is.
Hammer, do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so. Is this a great start for you, Hikaru? Is this like draw is normal, or is draw like I guess what I'm trying to ask is, was this your most difficult game in the tournament?
I mean, it's such a long term, it's very hard to say. I think also, if I'm being frank, a lot of people are underestimating the ability of Nepo, who's won the last 2 candidates tournaments. In general, I see all this stuff about who's the favorite, this, that, the other thing. Like, I mean, I feel like when people say Fabiano's going to win or I'm going to win, I mean, the reality is, like, I feel like Nepo and Ferrugia are very, very serious contenders and could very easily win the tournament. And so I wouldn't say that it's, like, the most difficult game. And in a tournament like this, which can go very, very back and forth, it's just, you play one game at a time. Hopefully good things happen. And you try to play good chess and not really think about anything.
Not think about anything. That's not my strategy when playing chess. I'll try to use that.
Well, I mean, I said it before. Like, if I go back to 2016, one of the reasons that I played so poorly is because, you know, chess was my how I earned a living. And in reality, no matter how many events you play in the Grand Chess Tour, at least at the time, there's a certain ogre by the name of Magnus who would generally win most of the events. So you're looking at trying to finish in the top 5 if you can. I know Wesley is actually very, very good at doing this, but the only chance to, like, win, get glory, and make, like, $1 million is to get to the World Championship. That's just simply the reality. And for me back then, like, that was all I was thinking about, was trying to win. And I remember, because I was working with Peter Lecco for that event, and he was always trying to say, stay positive, even if you've lost a game. I mean, I was, like, losing 1 or losing 2 games. Stay positive, you'll have chances to come back. And I was really, really negative the whole way, but I did have chances. I did actually win 2 games towards the end of the tournament against Topolov and Anand to get back to an even score. And even though I wasn't in contention, it was still a fairly decent result when all was said and done. So I just try to sort of not really think about such things. And at this point, obviously, I don't even think about them at all. Even though everybody on the internet likes, it's too unfathomable to believe that I actually enjoy content creation more than I enjoy playing chess. But that is simply the reality. So I'm having a good time, and I'll keep having a good time.
I think it's a fan's both privilege and excitement to kind of speculate, right, about their favorite players.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like, I mean, everyone thinks that I'm, like, super serious, like, oh, like, I've got to win this event, like, there's no pressure on me at all. I mean, what do I have to do? As I said in my interview before the event even began, on the FIDE interview, like, I mean, all the content creation, all the stuff I've done to help further chess to the masses is, you know, at the end of the day, it matters a heck of a lot more than winning a stupid candidates tournament. So I'm just not. I mean, these things are just not on my mind whatsoever. And if I, you know, play good chess and something good happens, that's fine. If I don't play good chess, you know, that's not the end of the world either. But I just really, I'm as I said, unfazed, unbothered, undaunted. Maybe I got the order wrong, but that's the bottom line.
Actually, it's interesting you mentioned that interview because I saw that and I have this theory. If you'll humor me, that I agree with what you said, that content creation is probably going to leave like a greater legacy. That's at least my interpretation of what you said. But at the same time, I feel like your content creation is going to reach an even wider audience if you become the world champion that also does content creation. So I do think that a lot of your fans do still kind of really care that whether you're able to fight for the world championship title, and also that the effects of your main job is gonna have positive
well,
influences.
you know, I think, I mean, actually, I'll say something else that I think is very, very important to mention, which is that, you know, when I make these comments about how, like, I literally don't care, these sorts of things, like, what that actually means in reality is it means that my approach can be very different than it would have been in the past. What I did today against Fabiano, I think Fabiano said this, like, he was confused by my approach. My approach, objectively, you know, is just wrong by classical theory. Like, it's just wrong. I played something dubious. I got a bad position. You're supposed to play proper, solid chess. Why do you want to get a worse position? Why do you want to take risks? Why do you want to play for surprise? All these different things. And when we talk about this sort of stuff, like, that's where actually it really shows that I can play, I can take liberties, I can have more fun and play these sorts of things. And yes, sometimes I'll have an egg on my face. That's just the reality. But it gives me that freedom to do things that, like, in the old days I couldn't do, which in turn, of course, when you think about the psychology of the whole of tournaments in general, like, players are expecting me to have this proper mentality. Like, I'm supposed to play proper chess. I'm supposed to do things by the book. Why would I play something dubious in the candidates? It's the most important tournament in the world. I mean, objectively, outside the World Championship. But the reality is, I mean, I have a real job. So that's what, like, the whole I don't care, all this sort of stuff, where it really manifests itself is that it gives me the freedom to play the chess that I want to play without any worries. something going wrong.
Very interesting thoughts. We'll see. No, seriously, I do think it puts you in a very unique spot compared to the other players, and whether we'll see. I understand you're not going to reveal to us what openings you're going to be playing in the upcoming rounds, but
yeah,
I'm sure we'll see more interesting openings.
Yeah, I mean, I see the comps in the chat too. But like I've said, I mean, I've played many tournaments. Obviously, I played the candidates a couple of times already. Chat is saying that Hammer doesn't approve, but but again, it sort of fits the whole thing I'm saying though. Is like having the element of surprise always matters, and obviously at the end of the day, when you can gamba and find a way to make it work, why not? Like, I mean, it's much more fun than playing boring chess day after day. Like, I mean.
I also just realized now why you started laughing when I said very interesting thoughts. That took me a while.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, like I said, I just want to have fun, and if whether I win or I lose, as long as I have fun, then I'm happy. I mean, I know that again, a lot of people in chess are going to be very angry, and I like to believe in my mind that Gary. I mean, I really hope that like Gary was watching the game today. And when he saw E5, he started shaking his head and probably cursing in Russian and thinking, like, how inappropriate. Like, this is not how you're supposed to play in such an important tournament. So I really hope that Gary was watching today, just because I like to think that all the people who are probably very, very upset to see this, improper, wrong, not following the classical chess approach. I really hope that some of those guys are watching it. But, there are many different approaches, and in this modern world, I mean, you can actually make almost any opening work as long as you're really well prepared. Computers have shown that basically anything is acceptable, and I just like to have fun. And today it worked out. Tomorrow it might not work out. You never know what's going to happen. But if I'm having fun, I'm in a good mood, and that's all that I really am hoping for when I play chess these days.
Long may it continue. Hikaru, thank you so much for jumping on today. We were certainly thoroughly entertained. And best of luck for tomorrow. Maybe just for the people in the chat, I guess the recap will be out ASAP.
Oh yeah. I'll go do the recap right now, and then we'll go from there. Eat some grub, get ready, and yeah, that's life.
Thank you very much.